Hey, welcome.
Oh,
Episode 76, Michigan Brews. This is going to be our second Big Brew recap episode in a row. Um, we first did the May 7th Big Brew Day with just our homebrew club, and this last weekend we did the what I think it's the biggest homebrew get together, Big Brew Day get together, at least in the state of Michigan. It wouldn't surprise me if it was like in the United States or really close. It was a lot of people there, but
yeah, I think at one time it was pretty much the biggest.
Matt, good to see you.
Yeah.
So you joined like right as we were starting the intro.
Yeah,
for
I
those
was kind
listening,
of running around like crazy the last
yeah, no,
10 minutes.
no, it's fine, dude. No worries. For those listening later, it's me, Brian, right now. Here with Joe from Pontiac Brewing Tribe, Matt, Ushman, who we've had on before, who was out brewing with us. Jason will probably be on at some point in time. Don from Pontiac Brewing Tribe might be here. We're trying to get his at least mic working. It looks like he might be going now. Hold on, let me see if I can bring him in.
No.
Don, can you hear us?
Yes, sir.
Hey, what's going on, man? All right.
Hey, wow, finally.
Yeah, no worries. So yeah, I don't think Jason will be here tonight, but I'm sorry, I don't think Jordan will be here tonight, but yeah, we'll see about Jason. So yeah, before we get into talking about the Big Brew Day and stuff like that, what are you guys drinking? Joe, what you got?
I got best bidder.
Your best bidder?
My best bidder, yeah.
Your best bidder.
The one that's being packaged
for NHC?
For NHC, yes.
Excellent. Yeah, we were talking about that before the show. For anybody listening live, as a reminder, National Homebrew Competition shipping, I think they start receiving tomorrow, and they go through the next 2 weeks. So something like June 3rd. So get your beer out, and good luck if you're entering. I think I have 7 things into, and I'll be down at NHC with this year as well. So we'll see. Yeah.
So you'll be spending a lot more than me on getting that.
It's like one more package. So yeah, we'll see. Don, what you got?
I'm drinking Jason's favorite hams, man. It's Monday night.
I got a fridge next to hams next to me too, so I might have to dip into that in a little bit.
He's the one that got me hooked onto that. It's like, man, for a Monday night, it's a good drinker. So I got some other stuff too. Some one of our guys went out to Wisconsin and got some New Glarus goodies, serendipitous, and some raspberry and some tart cherry and a beer, their cabin fever, yada. Anyway, so we're breaking into that later.
Their sours are ridiculous. I love their sours.
I wish they would come to Michigan.
I know. Hopefully they pull us shorts and they say, Wisconsin forever, and then sort of go back on that. We'll see. What do you got, Matt?
Yeah, just drinking the pale ale, blonde, whatever you want to call it. I made it as a blonde, but it's definitely more hoppy. So good feedback overall, Brian, on that. I think I'm going to submit that as a pale ale.
I think so.
Yeah, and I'm actually planning on making a best bidder actually next. So
sweet.
I that's the one that did the best when I submitted last year. I think it averaged a 34-ish between all the competitions and all the submissions. Awesome. So I need to tune it a little bit. It was lacking on a lot of the bitterness and the aroma category. So I'm gonna tune it this year and see if I can do better this year.
That's a hard one. That's a hard one. People are either switch to bitter, or you're missing malty caramel notes.
Yep.
It's really hard to please a judge on that one, I think.
I'm just gonna tweak it by 15 IBUs. It's a tiny little tweak, and I'll see what happens.
Hang out after the show for a little bit, and maybe we can talk to Joe about brewing the best beer. Yeah. I've never brewed one before, so I kind of want to hear about that a little bit. We talk about it at the end of the story. I don't know. We'll see. What's that guy?
Pardon me. Bill Groves does a bitter. We always say, "What are you brewing, Bill? It's either a bitter or we heavy," and they're both world class. So,
his we heavy is killer for sure.
Yeah,
definitely killer.
Michigan Beer Cup gold medal last year, I believe, at the Homebrew Festival.
Excellent. Very nice. Yeah, and speaking about the Beer Cup, entries for that, I think, are going to start in about a month. So
24th, Michigan Beer Cup, June 24th through July 15th.
Thank you. Yes.
Then the judging is going to be at the Rochester Mills Production Brewery there, August. I want to say it's the first weekend in August. 6th and 7th.
Yeah, I think that's right. It's right
6th
after
and 7th.
State Fair.
So go to Michigan Beer Cup, their website, and judge and steward and all that stuff. We never have enough people to do that. Yeah. And the sorting is going to be in July. Anyway, go to the website for all their information. But the 6th and 7th of August, if you're in Southeast Michigan, head up to Rochester Mills to help us out, bring judging. It's fun. You get to taste the good, the bad, and sometimes the ugly.
It is.
Sure.
If you've never, even if you don't want to judge or you can't judge, stewarding, you'll get to taste more beers than you would.
You might even
anyway,
get to taste like the best of shows, and that's kind of what I dig. Because and then you kind of know what styles and what are winners in there. I think they're doing
totally
meads and cider separately, so they're gonna have best of show mead and cider, and then also best of show beers. So
yep.
Anyway,
all points are going towards the clubs for the Michigan Beer Cup the same way that they have in previous years. But yeah, I believe that they're doing for the sake of like BJCP points, 2 separate competitions and 2 separate best of shows and stuff like that. So.
Stewarding gets you points too if you're into that. Every time you volunteer, you get points toward the BJCP. So plus it's much appreciated, and it keeps events like that going.
We will definitely have some keepers coming up there this year. I think this will be our first year helping out with that. So, and will not be the last. So, yeah.
Oh, you guys are making the.
We always say if your club enters whatever percent, please have your members show up in that percentage.
Yep.
Because we've had in the past where like 700 beers and like one club does 40 or 50%, and the only 2 guys show up. It's like, what's wrong with that picture? Anyway.
That's been us in the past, so we're trying to make up for it.
Not you guys, just anyway.
So yeah, Big Brew Day. How about you guys tell us about maybe how this event started, or how long it's been going on? Any details you want to share about it?
Well, we started over at the Rochester Mills Pub in downtown Rochester. Oh, my first year in the club was 2011, and that was the last year we did Big Brew Day over there behind the building, if you're familiar with the pub over there in Rochester. Yeah. And then they moved over in 2012 to where you guys were at Saturday at the production facility in Auburn Hills. So this is our 11th year. We just did Saturday over there. And originally we wanted to, because everybody brews with their club on the first Saturday in May. So we said, hey guys, let's do something the Saturday before. So we did that, and then you can brew with your homebrew club the first Saturday in May. So that's how I originally got started, and then we just got shit weather every year. Our motto was sleet or shine. Last Saturday in April. So we finally, with COVID, if there's anything good that came out of COVID, it was we moved it to like the 3rd Saturday in May. So. And the last year was steam bath, and this year was a rain fest, and it turned out well in the end. But I heard you guys were flooded over there in the corner.
Yeah, we were telling Joe about that before the show. It was
the parking lot's a little wonky back there, but
we know for next year now.
Yes, yeah. When you guys put over in the corner over there, we'll get you a prime spot next year, Brian.
Okay. All right.
We'll put you right front and center. But yeah, we had 70 plus brewers on Saturday. We just did some calculations. It was just about 650 gallons were brewed on Saturday.
Wow, that's
give
awesome.
or take. So yeah, it was fun. Of course, we had speed bumps. We're down about 6 members for Saturday volunteering.
Mm-hmm.
Just a lot of stuff happened. COVID and some other medical. I mean, it was just whatever could go wrong went wrong, but we still pulled it off.
You did, yeah. I mean, having said that, I don't really feel like there was anything wonky or amiss. Everything felt really smooth the entire day.
Yeah. The Miss Dick thing was unfortunate. That building and going again, that property is for sale, and I guess we didn't have permission to be. Property manager saw us on the cameras, and so that's kind of how that. That's the first time it's ever happened. So that won't happen again. We'll due diligence and all that, and so devil's in the details as it always is.
And there was still plenty of room to park. I mean,
yes. Yep.
Yeah.
So we packed in 125 before, and they were out on the grass out back there, and so Yep, it was a fun, great. Once the rain stopped, it was a great day, and we had a great raffle, great turnout. Just old friends coming back. I think we had about 12 or 13 homebrew clubs out there.
Wow. Yeah. Jason and I were commenting on that. We saw quite a few clubs that we didn't even recognize.
Right. Yep. And some of them didn't have their banners up. Genesee area brewers out of Flint area brewers were there. Cass River was there. KGB, I know Craft was there. You guys were there. Off the top of my head, anyway.
The Gray Cat crew from Warren, the little small group.
Oh yeah, Gray Cat. Yeah.
Son and father group over there. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, they're like a mile away from me.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
We met those at Loaded Dice Brewing in Madison Heights. There, Gary and Gordy's place, and we met. They meet in a garage in Warren. They're just like a garage brewing club, and they're called Gray Cats. They finally showed up. This is the first year, I believe, they were there. So it's kind of cool.
We first met them at the Michigan Homebrew Festival last year. They had a little setup, kind of across the way from us, I think.
I remember that, Brad.
Yeah. I think they were only there for a day, but
3-4 members, maybe something like that.
Yeah, I think so.
They do an Oktoberfest party, which I went to, and it's pretty wild. Like they have their whole backyard set up like a beer garden. Their jockey boxes going, music. I guess they've been doing it for like 8-10 years.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a nice setup.
Yepper. The Snobs were there too. I forgot to mention the Snobs. That's a lot of our guys that are Pioneer Brewing Tribe are also Snobs. So they meet at Rustic Leaf out in Waterford, Michigan. There.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't see their banner. I normally. It's normally hard to miss.
Right. Well, one of the guys that has the banner. He had foot surgery, so like there was a lot of medical. It was like we were like a MASH unit last week. Seriously, I don't want to go into all the medicals, but it was like, oh my god, this guy's out, that guy's out. It's like, oh, you're killing us.
No.
For the most important weekend in the year.
In the end, it was a great day. It turned out sunny. We had some great raffle prizes, sponsors, and all that good stuff. So,
yeah, Matt, you won something, right, from the raffle?
Yeah, I got just a pass to the Michigan Beer Fest thing. So that'll be fun because it will save me a little bit of money.
Yeah,
but I was blown away by the sponsors you guys had. You had some really nice gear to give away. So I was really impressed with how you pulled all that together. Do you guys just reach out and do stuff, or are they familiar with the event where they kind of just let you know to reach back out when that event occurs?
We have a small but mighty crew that solicits, and we've built relationships over the last few years, and it was a little bit tougher this year. The supply chain, the stainless steel stuff was hard to get. Mm-hmm. For whatever reason, it was harder to get some of the stuff. But if you reach out, a lot of people want to know. We give a portion of our stuff away to charity, so a lot of the when you reach out to them, hey, what do you do for the community? What do you do for charity? Yada yada. So that helps a lot. Plus, we've been like some of those Delta Brewing. It's probably about the 5th year they've been sending stuff to us. Larry Bell has a soft spot for homebrew clubs, so he always sends stuff. I guess it's relationship building over the last 11 years, and we just keep building on it. So yeah.
Wow. And does Rochester Mills just do that for free, like the whole hosting, or is that do some of the? Oh wow, that's impressive.
Yep. That's our home. That's where we meet. So we've been. Eric Brigham is the head of operations there. He was a brewer there. He was a brewer at Rochester Mills Pub downtown. He was a brewer at Big Brew. So we kind of followed him around. We stalked him, so to speak, we say. Mm-hmm. And they let us brew out back. They donate the hops and the grains and obviously the yeast. every year. So yeah, it works out well.
Yeah,
It's fun, and we do a lot for them too. When they used to have October pre-COVID, we volunteer. The club would brew for Oktoberfest, and then Fire and Ice was a Oakland County, Michigan thing. Friday, Saturday, Sunday over there in the mills, a tent outside, and Fire and Ice and all that. So we put in about 200 hours that weekend. So we volunteer for them. It's a give and take, and it's a great relationship, to be honest.
Yeah, that's really cool.
So yeah,
I guess we should mention too, like Matt was saying, when you first signed up to do Big Brew Day, you basically have the option to enter in how many pounds of a certain selection of grains you want, how many ounces of a certain selection of hops you want, and then they have a house yeast to use. And we brought just a little bit of grain ourselves. We brewed a Meritzen, but you could go out there and brew entirely for free easily with all the ingredient selection that they had.
Yep, it's a house yeast 1272 American Ale, I believe it.
Okay, cool.
And you bring your sanitized growler out there, and I don't know if they fill it like halfway full or whatever, more than enough.
Mm-hmm.
And this year we did base grains only. We used to do specialty and mix it all together, but we trying to keep it simpler, and also we work with Loaded Dice, and they gave 10% off specialty grains. Or if you mentioned Big Brew Day. So we did base grains only. It makes it easier for us. We're doing 100 batches. We get Wednesday night. We're up there till, from 6 to 8:30 doing the 70 or 80 grain bills, plus all the hops that you saw in the baggies and lunchies. We do all that. So it's labor intensive, but it's a labor of love for us. It really is.
We really appreciate it. Yeah. It was really nice just to walk in and have our entire, grain bill just in a bag ready for us to mash in with, and hot water.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. It's a great thing. It really is.
Do you have so speaking of beer styles and stuff like that, you said there was probably around 650 gallons of beer brewed out there. Do you have any sense of, based on what people registered, do you have any sense of like how many styles of beer were brewed?
Oh, Brian, you're going to make me dig into the
no, you don't have to.
Into the paperwork.
Pretty wide selection then.
Well, you want me to read some of them?
Yeah, hell yeah, sure.
West Coast Session, a Smash, a Saison, Maibach Crisp Ginger Elderberry Ale.
Wow.
Let's see, Dippa Cinnamon Vanilla Maple Stout. Here's one for you.
Wow.
Half will be New England IPA, half will be Blood Orange New England IPA.
Ooh, okay.
So Cherry Saison, let me know when you want me to stop. Double Cream, White Stout, Fruit IPA.
Wow.
I've never heard anything like that. Yeah.
Blonde, here's one. Blonde Ale, similar to Dave Blazer from New Belgium.
Okay.
Okay. A Marzen and a double IPA. Let's just name a few.
That's going to be cool. Wow.
So yeah.
That's great.
And so there's a competition for these too, right? In a way, it's like a hedonistic competition.
Joe, you want to talk about that?
Yeah, how's that work?
July 9th?
Yeah, so we come back to the mills July 9th. There's a brewer's choice and there's a people's choice. So everybody shows up their jockey box, whatever they have to serve their beer. And you're set up at a table. It's kind of like a circular table. Everybody has their own spot. And then general public is allowed in. So the people's choice is general public, friends of the brewers, and then do the vote on that. Then the brewer's choice is strictly the brewers that bring their beer, and they vote for other brewers.
Brewed that day.
Yeah.
Last Saturday only. The brewer's choice is the only guys that are allowed to vote.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
And then there's people's choice, which anybody who shows up can vote for any beer. And then the brewer's choice. The brewer's choice is really kind of the king of, because like it's all the guys who are out back judging everybody else's beer. You got first, second, third, and a couple honorable mentions. So, and last year we've had it before where People's Choice and Brewer's Choice, the same beer won first place on both. So
Yeah.
Wow.
yeah, big surprise. It was like a cherry wheat. So fruit seems to be big in the summertime.
Yep.
Fruit beer. Anyway,
No doubt.
so that's how it works. First place for Brewer's Choice is a Spike. Joe, is a Spike kettle about $250 value for Brewer's Choice?
Yeah, with all the fittings, with the thermometer and the valve on there. Yeah, it comes out to around 250, 260.
And then for People's Choice, it's a brand new Ball Lock 175 keg. And then second place for both categories is a free Michigan Homebrew Festival pass.
That's a great prize.
So, yeah. and on and on and on. So yeah, that's July 9th. We about 12:30. If you guys are listening or watching, watch for the email blast as we get closer. The only thing we ask is don't bring any beers that you didn't brew out back, because we have records of it. We had previous years where guy brings a barrel-aged Imperial Stout in, and he listed an IPA for Brew Day. So don't be that guy, please.
Yeah.
Don't be that guy.
Yeah. That's a problem.
Yeah, we've eliminated probably 99% of that.
I think we talked about in the last show. That's how the Brewer's Choice came about, because
Yes.
it was just strictly People's Choice, and people were bringing in a random group of just tons of their friends, and that would dominate.
It was the Facebook Awards.
Yeah.
Yep.
Basically. So anyway, live and learn every year. So.
Well, thank you for putting it on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Like I said, it's a lot of fun. It really is. I think we've decided this year is going to be our last year doing food, because we want to concentrate on not doing, we want to support a food. We're going to bring in one or two local food trucks from now and just make it easier on us.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so you guys, you provided food this year. Well, not provided, but you sold food this. What did you have out there?
Actually, Joe, we bought pork butts, pork shoulders. Joe took some home, smoked them on his smoker. Another member smoked them. So it's all homegrown. And we brought it in, put it in trays, and so yeah, it was a smoked pulled pork sandwich with some better made chips, a pickle, and bottled water for $6.
Yeah, it was good. It was good stuff, and it was a good deal.
People seem to enjoy it, but it's it's a lot of work. So we're on the simple path now. We're like, guys, we need to focus on. We want to have fun too, rather than work all day. I didn't even have a chance to get over and talk to you guys hardly. So
it's all right. Yeah, but yeah, I wanted to be fun for you too. Yeah, there's no. It sucks to host something and then not be able to enjoy it and stuff like that. So,
I enjoyed it. It's just like I said, we were down about 6 members, who bust their ass that day. So, but we got through it, and I'm just glad you guys came out. That was cool that you guys were out there.
We're gonna make it a yearly thing now.
Brought some eyeballs and emails to your podcast,
because we didn't really get to walk around and do all that. So,
Joe, I hear you.
Where's
but
Jason?
Video. Yeah, he'll be on. I guess supposedly he's on a. I think he's on a call right now, so I'm not sure. We'll see.
He was telling me he drove back from the UP on Saturday.
I think. So we were gonna stay in a hotel up there Saturday night, and it got to the point where we were just like, we haven't really drank. We've been drinking water like the last hour and a half. Like, we're fine. Let's just go home. And we just ate the hotel cost and drove home because again, Jason hadn't been to his house in probably like the last 2 weeks. I think he was out of town before that. And then came back, went up north, came back down, drove out to Detroit with us or Auburn Hills, and so we were just like, let's go to bed, let's go home. So we booked it home. We pitched the yeast out there. We let it start going in the car on the way home, and
nice.
Yeah.
Did you guys use a 1272, or did you bring your own?
We brought our own. We're just using 3470.
What you guys brew again, Brian?
We brewed an Oktoberfest.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Not a Mars and
we're the
Oktoberfest.
Yeah,
I remember that. Okay.
So we'll see. We may have missed our last hop edition, but it was a 5-minute edition, so we'll see. I mean, I'm sure it's fine.
Yeah,
yeah, it's fine.
I think it'd be good.
We got to chatting and socializing too much, probably.
Awesome.
So
We started. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we I was actually surprised how little homebrew there was out there. I mean, there was still a good amount, but we grabbed our howlers and growlers and stuff and sort of started wandering around the clubs while our boil was going on, and there was maybe like a beer per canopy that we were drinking, and I don't know. Beer was allowed out there, right? Like we were definitely.
Yes, I've noticed. Brian,
I was like, were we just drinking out there and we weren't supposed to? Like,
I've noticed that too, and we put in the blast and all that. Hey guys, this is a homebrew,
club event.
Bring your homebrews to sample. So we've noticed that a couple years in a row now. And we're like, I guess I don't know how to fix it besides like put in big. Please bring your homebrews. They are allowed. I don't know, Brian. That's a great question that we don't know the answer to because we noticed the same thing.
That's all right. I mean, we started off the morning drinking hams, so it's not like we even started out that way. So, but
did you get any of Joe's coffee brown that we had?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I'm trying to think.
Jason did or not. We have a guy in the club, John Bryce. He's like 80, one of the original members. Legendary John Bryce's coffee brown, and Joe took the recipe and tweaked it a little bit and had 5 gallons of it out there Saturday. And of course everybody was drinking, hey, it's coffee beer. Let's drink, 10 o'clock. It's okay.
Yeah. Was that
so anyway, yes.
We had somebody chance to travel around, so it was kind of hard. Like usually all of us get a chance to travel around and visit people and talk. None of us really had that chance.
Yeah, we were kind of in scramble mode a little bit. I mean, we're, at certain points we were in scramble mode, just trying to make sure everything, was seamless, appeared seamless, so to speak.
It really appeared that way, despite, the way you're talking about missing all the members and stuff like that. It felt super smooth.
Yeah. Well, the electric guys were blowing the switch like every 5-10 minutes. Like, oh my gosh.
Were they finished like by the time the raffle was even going on?
That I don't know.
I would wonder. Yeah, they were saying it was going to take them like 2 hours to do their boil and stuff like that, just because like that stuff was happening. I feel really bad. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Normally we put them right up next to the building, but a lot of those guys came in. A couple of them came in early and took the electric guys' spots next to the building because obviously you got to plug in.
Yeah.
So that's when the day started right there. It's like, guys, this is the electric area. Oh, we're already set up. Anyway, shit happens, and that's like I said, we had a lot of speed bumps through the week and Saturday, but we got through it, and hopefully everybody had a good time.
Did you have a good time, Matt? I'm sorry, I know we've been a little quiet, like over on that front today. But
Matt, come on now.
Was this your first Big Brew Day too? General, at all? Ever?
Yeah. No, I've never been. And same with the Michigan Homebrew Fest. So last year was my first year too. So this is all relatively new to me, even though I've been brewing for a long time. Just trying to get out there and meet more people. I don't usually have it's pretty much just a solo hobby for me. I mean, I have some family that does it like once a year, but besides that, I'm pretty much just brewing by myself all year. So I'm trying to maybe get involved in a club or try to meet other people in the hobby. So trying to expand in that way. But I thought I was really impressed with how organized that was. I really didn't know what to expect, but I didn't even expect that there was going to be a raffle. I figured there's food trucks there. I was blown away by the food. The food was awesome. Great price. I was really surprised about how willing the Rochester Mills is to, because that's relatively disruptive to, and I'm sure they're still working and running the brew house there too. So have all that stuff going on and also allowing you guys to do your thing and run this whole thing. I mean, that's really great for them to do that. I'm sure they sold a few pints as well right on that front tap room.
Yep.
So
there was some to go beers and pints and all that. So it's a win-win. And like I said, if we would have had more time, we could have hooked some people up who Two Roots beers are all brewed at that production facility for the whole nation. Now they closed the San Diego plant, and so Two Roots beverage company they brew 2 IPAs and a Helles non-alcohol beer, and they brew it all there, and they got a de-alcoholized with this machine. It's like a ungodly $500,000, $600,000, $700,000, $800,000 machine in there that takes the alcohol out of the beer, and then they add other stuff into it. So in a perfect world, we'd love to give tours of that for people who are interested in, tours of the brewery and that machine and all that good stuff. So geek out, so to speak.
That'd be super cool. I did not know they had one of those.
Huh. Yeah, I didn't either.
Yeah. So that's a perfect world. So that's why we're not doing food, so we can concentrate more on home brewing and and paying attention to the people who show up and say, hey, you want a tour? Yeah, sure. Of the whole facility and all that. So
it was for people that have never been to like a big brew day before. I know we talked about this on our last episode too, but it's really interesting to see how everybody brews, because you sort of like, especially maybe as a solo hobby, Matt, like you have your own way of brewing, and you read about all these other ways of brewing and stuff like that, but like you never really imagine all of the setups that people have, especially like ones that they will bring out and have be portable and stuff like that. I mean, we had everything from like towers of power from like a Blickman to I just brought like an igloo cooler and a burner and stuff like that, and everything in between. People doing brew in a bag, people batch sparging, fly sparging, like a little sprinkler system set up. I mean, it was just like, it was crazy walking around and seeing all that.
Did you see the one with the umbrella, the tower with the umbrella on top?
No.
They had a Pabst Blue Ribbon umbrella. It was from where you guys were at. It was on the left, kind of down the row a little bit. I forget what club was that, but they had the tower and they had this blue umbrella, and on the top it was like a Pabst Blue Ribbon, like a table umbrella, like a patio umbrella on top of it.
Yeah.
I wish I would have got a picture. I can't remember what brew club it was. But yes, Brian, you're so spot on, man. You see everything, and that's the beauty of home brewing. There's no right or wrong answer of your system.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. I'm always like kind of the impression that there's like, there's a million ways to make wort. Like making wort is easy, but making beer sometimes requires a little bit more effort. The whole cold side of it and stuff like that. But even then, I mean, you're not going to be able to see people's houses and how they ferment and stuff like that. I'm sure it's just as varied and vast after the beer leaves Big Brew Day too.
Right.
If you're doing it the right way, you can make a world class beer in a bucket. It's just
sure. Yeah, absolutely.
What you're doing. So.
Yep. And I'm sure there will be some. I hope that we get to come back in July. I don't know yet. Just because of all the travel that we have going on in the next couple of months with NHC and Michigan Homebrew Festival and stuff like that.
Yep.
Michigan Beer Cup, going up to help with judging for that. And it's tough to get over to the east side of the state like twice a month. It's a lot of pussy.
That's a drive.
A lot of miles.
Yeah.
But maybe I'll make Jason drive next time.
There you go.
I kind of volunteered. I know that he just got back from up north, so I figured it was in everybody's best interest not to make him sit behind the wheel too.
Sure.
Brandon chimed in a little bit ago. Sorry, I missed you earlier, but he was our third from the club. So he says how well organized it was too, and thank you to Pontiac Brewing Tribe and Rochester Mills. Yeah,
awesome.
Yeah, absolutely a ton of hard work. You make it seem easy.
Don's kind of streamlined it and made it better over the years, past couple of years. So big props to Don. So he kind of made this event better. It used to be kind of a one-man show kind of thing, and he's kind of made it more of a club kind of event. So
Do I get a raise? Do I get a raise, Joe?
Major raise.
Yeah.
How would you say
0
it's
times
grown
0?
over the years?
Like, did this start off like with just maybe like 20, 30 people, and now it's
Well,
as many as there are?
the prizes have been elevated. The amount of effort that's went into it, the planning is a little bit more ahead of schedule. So it's just more of a better event. It's been more streamlined, more put together. So
Yeah, to answer your question, Matt, like I said, I joined in 2011. It was probably 30, 40 people over at the Mills pub in downtown Rochester, a smaller parking lot there. And Eric used to roll a keg out there from the Mills. It was free, I hate to say free beer because that's kind of illegal, but
a penny.
we'd have homebrew and he'd roll out the keg there, and we so yeah, it started out small, and then the tribe moved from Rochester pub downtown to Auburn Hills when they bought that place out there. And then every year, the first year we probably had 50 people out there, and then 70, and then 80, and then 90. And like I said, our record was like 123. Imagine putting 123 in there, and we had like 75 last Saturday. So it was elbow to elbow at 123. So we decided 70 to 85 is about our sweet spot in, for that area, for the space we have.
Yeah, it was perfect. When when I registered, it said that there was like a limit of 90 people or something like that, and I got the impression that it was a limit of like 90 groups or 90 like recipes worth of people.
Yeah, 90 batches we call them. Yeah.
So is that it? There really is a limit of like 90.
90 was 90 was the limit.
Oh, okay.
Just because we didn't want 95 and the other guys, the 91 through 5 show up. It's like, hey, where's my, we got cutoffs for, and that's why we got cutoffs for grains. That's why we only do 8-ounce max of hops.
Okay.
And this is the first year, like I said, we've done only base grains, and we do pills and 2-row 20 pounds max. And we were thinking more people would want Maris Otter in Munich, but you know what the number one between the pills, 2-row, Munich, and Maris Otter, what do you think the number one grain was? What people wanted?
I'm gonna go pills.
Yeah, I'll say pills.
2-row. 2-row was the number one.
Okay.
Poundage, total pounds. Because we limited Maris Otter in Munich to 12 pounds because we thought, everybody wants 20 pounds of Maris Otter and it's more expensive, yada yada. So we learned we learn as we go. So we may bump up Maris Otter next year to 15 pounds. And Munich, definitely 20 pounds if someone wants 20 pounds next year. So
the all Munich.
And we're always looking. This is a thinker question. What base grains would you want next year? Think about that and get back.
Let's add Golden Promise to the mix.
Golden Promise? Yep.
Yeah, they're going up $1, but yeah, that's my grain of choice. But
okay. Golden Promise, and would you cut out Munich?
No.
Okay.
Nah. Well, so what was the poundage of Munich like? I'm assuming that was the
Munich was 12.
Yeah. Okay. We were 10 of that, or no, we were 5. But
so yeah, we were debating between Maris Otter and Golden Promise, and we went with Maris Otter. But I don't think we can do Maris Otter and Golden Promise together, so we went with Maris Otter this year. But we might go Golden Promise next year and cut out.
You could cut the Munich. So Munich's not used that, obviously not that heavily if you only did 10 or 12 pounds this year.
We talk about it at our meetings and we decide. So, and that was kind of the ones, that we decided. So we're going to switch it up. We're going to switch it up. Yeah. So one guy did have Andy. I don't know if when I was on the mic, I said, guys, we want creative or, positive feedback. What can we do better? What can we different? He had a great idea. He says, "Hey, in the blast out there, when you get the hops and the grains that put them in the text of the email rather than you have to go to register to look at what the hops and grains are." You guys get that? Or
mine showed up. So we didn't get hops, but if I go back and look at
you have to. He said you have to go into the register to find out what the hops and grains are. So next year, what we're going to do next year is we're going to in the text, hey, here's the grains and hops actually in the text of the email. So you can do your recipes.
It's in my email.
Without going into the register.
Yep.
So we're going to do that next year. So I thought that was a great idea, and we're going to do it.
I'm looking at it right now, and it's like right in my email. It says ingredients requested: grain 1, Pilsner 5 pounds, grain 2, Munich 5 pounds.
But you had to go into the register, right?
After I registered, it sent me this confirmation email with what I requested.
But I'm talking about when you go on there, you go to bigbrew.com and it or you get the email
what's
blast.
going to be available. Got it.
Yeah,
So you can plan your recipe before you see what's available.
Yep.
Okay. I see what you're saying.
We'll send out like
absolutely
3 weeks in advance. Hey guys, here's the hops and grains available without you guys having to go into the register to look and see what the hell they are.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I know it's a technical issue, but it's a great point. So we're going to do that next year. So like I said, after 11 years, we're still learning.
Wow, dude. It worked out really well.
Yeah.
Back to my question kind of about the 90 clubs thing. I didn't realize that it was actually like 90 batches, which makes sense. That's how I originally thought about it. But after I got there and after I started unloading stuff and saw the space and stuff like that, I was like, oh my God, like how are we going to fit like 90 pop-ups or something like that in this parking lot? So I kind of understand now a little bit more like how everything worked and stuff like that. But how many registered batches did you get? And like how many batches are making up that 650 gallons?
Don?
Drop. We lose them. We lose the Don. Oh. That number is so high.
We were at, I think, 70 plus this year. So
okay. Wow, wandering around, I don't recall seeing that many people, but like maybe. There were a lot of people out there brewing like 15
10
gallon
larger batches.
Yeah, in the past it was pretty lined up. Like say if you go back like 4 or 5 years, like the whole outer space kind of in that center was filled up with the canopy. So it'd be there'd be like a walkway, like an L.
Okay.
And it'd just be packed with people.
We'll get back there.
It's getting back to a little bit of pre-COVID, but slowly but surely. And who knows? I don't know. You know how the homebrew community kind of goes down year to year. Some years there's like a couple of years it's like goes way down. People are selling off equipment, and all of a sudden it's going back up. So
we're back up. I think right when COVID started, we lost a lot of members, but we're back to the point now. I think we're maybe at a point where we're nearing or above like our maximum that we've ever had in our club, like as far as like paid members go.
That's awesome.
I have a lot of new people coming, and some of it's like recruitment, meeting people at events like your Big Brew Day or down in Kalamazoo. This last year, Bell's put on a like a homebrew convention kind of thing. When they announced the results of the Bell's homebrew competition, we had a lot of vendors come in and our clubs and stuff like that. And we met some new members that way. And
that's a target-rich environment right there for you guys, man.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
How many members do you guys have for Keepers?
I'm gonna look while I talk. We're not huge, but it's in the 20 to 30.
I'm telling you what, Brian, you guys are one of the up and coming, fast rising clubs in Michigan, in my opinion. You really are.
Appreciate that. We try to be we try to be a very welcoming. That's like our thing. Like so, there's nothing more intimidating than walking into a group of strangers. And just being like, hi, I'm into this hobby too, but I don't know any of you.
Right.
Whenever I meet somebody new or, sort of recruit somebody, I'll find them on Facebook or something like that. I'm like, reach out to me personally. I will, make sure that I keep an eye out for you when you show up to this next meeting. I will come hang out with you for a bit until the meeting starts. We will introduce you when the meeting gets going. If you have beer, bring beer. Nothing makes friends faster than alcohol.
Yep.
So like
Absolutely. I always say, our homebrew club is not just about homebrewing; it's about relationships.
Yeah, half of my friends.
Any organization is about if you've got a great relationship with the people that are in your organization, you're going to be successful.
We have. I'm looking at our member roster right now. We have 33 paid members. So
wow,
nice. That's about we're about right there too. Low 30s. We've been as high as 42. Back in the 18, 19, 17, 18, 19, 20. And then, our problem is guys are retiring and moving, out of state.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of I don't want to say a lot of clubs, but we've heard of issues with a few clubs out there that are slowly kind of dwindling off or dissolving, just not because of lack of interest, but just because like people are moving away and it's just not, And some clubs are made up of, older members that, maybe started a club 15 years ago and there really hasn't been like a big recruitment push. And it was just a group of friends that, are slowly kind of drifting and stuff like that. And we're trying to, I don't know if we want to be like too big, but we definitely want to, we just want to be inclusive. We want to make people, feel like they have a place in the community. We want to help them brew better beer. We want to,
where do you guys meet again, Brian? I forget.
We're sort of vagabonds right now. We're based out of One Well originally, and we do still meet there sometimes. We probably will a little bit more now that it's summer and it's nice to meet outside there.
Yeah.
But we'll meet at Kalamazoo. Yep.
Okay.
/Kalamazoo/Portage. Sometimes we'll meet at Presidential Brewing in Kalamazoo, or Final Gravity, or a member's house.
Got it.
Yeah, so just a little bit all over. Club is out here too, the Kalamazoo Libation of Brewers, and we have a lot of crossover with that club. But
they do show up at the homebrew festival, don't they? That sounds familiar.
We're starting to get them out a little bit more. Some of the members, yeah. That was the original homebrew club that Larry Bell helped found. So they used to meet at Bell's for the longest time.
What club was that again, Brian?
The Kalamazoo Libation of Brewers, or Klob.
Oh, yeah. Okay, got it.
Yeah. A bunch of great guys and gals. But
Matt, are you out of Kalamazoo too, or no?
No, I'm actually just like about an hour north of Detroit. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with Cap and Cork, but it's
Andy and
Andy. Yep. So I shop there probably like every 2 to 3 weeks. So I'm very familiar with those guys, and
got it. Yeah.
They actually have a club. I didn't know this until like last time I was going shopping there, and I just overheard someone talking about it. But it's a very, very, very young club. Like, it's so young where I actually asked one of the employees, like, hey, when do you guys meet? And he's like, I don't know when we meet. So he ended up calling me. He called me and he says, oh yeah, okay, so we meet this Friday at 5. I'm like, cool. So I go up there at 5 and they're like, oh, why are you here? It's like, oh, the club. And he's like, it doesn't start till 7. And it's like, well, that guy told me it was 5. So I just sat and drank for like 4 hours and hung out for a bit. But
nice.
But I think their club is like 2 or 3 members. For me, like, I'm trying to find a club that's like close. So I think Snobs is pretty close. Mm-hmm. I might give the Cap and Cork one more try. I'm probably gonna look for something a little bit more organized.
What's the name of the club out of Cap and Cork?
I think it's just Cap and Cork.
Okay.
Club. I don't think it's really small. I think when like the club meeting was like 3 guys just like drinking beer. So it was real simple.
Do you know, is Rusty still there at Cap and Cork or no?
I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, he's still there. He's still there.
Is he? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, good guys. Andy and Rusty are good guys.
Mm-hmm. I love their shop. I mean, it's so convenient. I get all my stuff from them every single brew day.
Yeah. Tell them to please stay open, man. Their brick and mortars are getting hard to find over in Southeast Michigan.
Well, that's the thing is I try to support them as much as possible. That's why I like to shop there as much as I can, because I think that's so important to
Absolutely.
the hobby is to have brick and mortar stores.
You mentioned Snobs used to be, that was Hopman's was their home base up in Waterford there, and he closed several years ago, and so now it's we support the hell out of like I said before, Cadillac Straits, Gary's KGB, Gary and Goodyear out of KGB Homebrew Club. So go there, get your supplies, and then drink their beer too. So it's a win-win.
Yeah, I used to shop there. Actually, I used to work down like 14 Mile. So I used to go there a lot for homebrew supply stuff. But ever since I've been working from home and I changed jobs, so now Captain Cork is my main go-to.
Yep.
So
awesome.
Is Captain Cork like a mini kind of chain? Are there
No.
many Captain Corks?
No,
Okay.
It sounds
I don't know
like
why
it.
it sounds familiar.
It does sound like
No, he's been open for a long time, hasn't he? 90s maybe, or
yeah. So
his uncle or his I think his uncle started that whole thing out of the hardware shop.
the Ace Hardware on Hall.
No way. That's cool.
Yep. So they started at the Ace Hardware on Hall Road a long time ago. The new guy who owns it, he actually bought it from the previous owner. But the previous owner still worked there. They said like 2 or 3 days a week, but I think he's like 70 now, so I don't think he's working that at all. But the people who own it now didn't start it, but they're just kind of building on it. And they got a tap room now, and their brew's pretty good. But I was actually blown away for how small that place is. I kind of figured there'd be like 2 or 3 guys drinking that night. They had like 14 people at their bar drinking. So
I heard they're brewing their own beer.
Yeah, they are.
Nice.
I got all the specs because I was asking them about their system. They brew 15 gallons batches. And I figured, like, what are you guys brewing, like 6 days a week? And he's like, no, we're only brewing twice a week. So they're doing about, almost a barrel a week in beer.
Okay.
So it's pretty small production, but they were selling a lot of beer though when I went there. So I was kind of blown away.
Oh, there it is. Shana says there's a cork and cap in Jackson. That's what I'm thinking of. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that's funny.
Yeah.
Can't keep shit straight.
Yeah.
It's like cap and cork, cork and cap. What?
That's funny.
Cap and cork.
Shit.
So, guys, got any? What's that?
So Jason decided he is not.
I know. Yeah. That's all right.
Well, let me tell you, Saturday he was saying like, I was thinking about canceling tonight's show. I'm like, why don't you? He's like, oh, we already have it scheduled, so hope I'm not talking out of school.
He's probably he probably doesn't actually have a call. He's just taking a nap right now or something.
He mentioned something about sleeping in his own bed. I don't know what that meant, but
no, that's
rope
fine.
weary.
If that's what needs to happen, that's what needs to happen. I'm not going to deny anybody their
oh hell no.
Sleep. So.
Hell no.
So what's your guys' theme for MHF?
I don't know if we can disclose it. I don't know if it's supposed to be a
nice
secret.
try, Joe.
Hold on. I'll let Shayna chime in.
Hey, Brian, have a couple more beers and then we'll ask you that question again.
Yeah. We have a little mini committee going on right now, and we have a bunch of ideas going. Not a bunch of ideas. We have a committed theme, and it's going to be, I think, very unique and different than what's happened before. At least since Keepers have joined, but we'll see how it turns out. Yeah.
You guys gonna be with Livingston again?
She said, "No, you may not disclose." So I am not at liberty to say at this point.
Yeah, there you go.
I think that we are going to be separate from Livingston this year, still next to each other. We're going to have our own taps, not nearly as many taps as we had last year.
Right.
Which might be for the best. We had too many beers.
That's
last
a
year.
lot.
I think,
yeah.
We want to make sure that. So last year we had an issue with people giving us beers that just didn't get enough time on tap. And this year we're sort of going to, and for any members listening, I hope this doesn't come as a surprise, but we're going to sort of give priority to the members that are coming out to the beer festival first. Because if you're going to be there, we want to serve your beer. We want to have people proud of your beer and stuff like that. And then, the people that are going to be there longest will have their beers on first. People that are only going to be there a few days will have their beers on like later when they're actually going to be there. And then people that are not committed at all will get the least priority. We still want to have them on tap. Don't get me wrong, but we just want to make sure that how fun is it? Like when you guys are out there and like maybe behind the bar or like near your bar and, somebody is like talking to their friend and they're like, dang, this is like one of the best bitters I've had. And, like all year or something like that,
Mhm.
and it's like, yeah, that's mine. You don't go up to him and say it, but in the back of your head, you're like, yeah,
It's not Jason's beer and it's yours. Oh,
yeah. It's never Jason's beer. I'll say that because he's not on right now.
If it's bad, he's like, oh, this is Jason's beer. He's right there. Point to him.
Matt.
I think Brandon did that from your club
Yeah.
on an episode after MHF last year, and he was talking about my check.
Didn't
My
we?
check pail.
What did he do?
He was talking about my check pail on your show afterwards. Like
Oh.
you guys are going around talking about your favorite beer.
Yeah.
So yeah, it gives you a big it's a big kind of boost and
It
what you're
is.
doing. So.
Brian, are you guys going to do a show as it gets closer about the Michigan Homebrew Festival and what it is and all that?
I think we did one last year, and I think we'll do one again this year.
Okay.
It probably needs to be done. I mean, we have pretty often, new people joining the channel or subscribing to the podcast, and I just want to make sure that we're not forcing people to listen to old content to figure out what is going on and stuff like that in the Michigan homebrew community and stuff like that. So, and maybe a recap episode afterwards. I don't know. Depends on.
I mean, just like in July, it's like, hey guys, Michigan Homebrew Festival, third weekend in August. You haven't not been out there. If you're a home brewer, get out there. So wherever you're from, if you like to camp and you homebrew, come on out. It's $40 for like 4 days, Wednesday to Saturday, Sunday, whatever. So
unless you're Matt, then you got a kind of a free pass this year.
There you go.
I got lucky.
Does that include the camping cost too? Do we not even know?
Good question. I wasn't planning on camping, so I'm gonna say no.
Well, that's perfect for you then.
Yeah.
Yeah, the $40 is just for the pass to get in. I don't know about camping. Don't know.
No,
But it's good all weekend. So if you, it's not like you have to repay that, coming in the next day or anything like that.
If you show up July 9th for Big Brew Review and win second or third, please get 2 free passes to the Michigan Homebrew Festival. So,
nice. Okay.
Yeah, hopefully it's not too hot because I know I only went one day last year. It was my first time going, and it was freaking hot and humid. I was dying, and the alcohol with humidity doesn't mix well. So I was pretty burnt out by the end of it. At the end of the day,
yeah.
so
that's why you camp there. You can just go back to your tent.
I definitely needed a nap at the end of that. I was way too tired.
You either get like torrential downpour and then a sauna. Usually it's Saturday afternoon, whatever. So yes, unfortunately, but here's a hint on our theme. We're gonna have some relief from the heat this year.
Okay. So you're gonna dig out a giant trench, and
we're gonna have a mud slide thing with get the hose out and just like have a mud slide. All right, guys.
There you go.
What tribe? What homebrew club president can slide the furthest in this mud trench?
Okay.
I'll pass.
I'm trying to think if there's a hint that we can have. We'll some of our staff, some of our members will be wearing a very particular type of vest. Maybe, I guess. How about that?
Very, what was that?
A particular type of vest.
Oh, okay.
I feel like that's not disclosing too much information. So
it's reassuring because we think we're doing something kind of original too. So
yeah, Sam says slide the furthest without spilling their beer. Asterisk.
Yeah, that's part of it.
There you go. Set up a bar and have the slide the glass the furthest without spilling it. Like it, Sam.
Yeah, that's perfect.
That's a great game,
Matt. I don't know if you knew this about the Michigan Homebrew Festival too, but when you're buying your ticket, you're actually joining the largest homebrew club in the U.S. I think.
I do remember that.
Yeah,
because I was asking it's like, oh, so what does this include? And they're like, oh yeah, the glass entry, and then they said you're technically in the club now. And I'm like, oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I know that.
that's the legality. The entire weekend is a homebrew club meeting. So 3-ounce pours, because that's the state law.
Okay.
And,
Illegal, yeah.
Yep. Unless it's meat or wine, and then I think it's 2.
Sure.
2 ounces for spirits, I think.
Spirits, okay. Yeah. But yep.
Yeah, we have that for a Big Brew Day. It's a liability thing.
It is. Yeah, totally.
It's through West Insurance out of Illinois. Most homebrew clubs have that. I don't know if you guys do, Brian.
We have insurance through the AHA.
Yeah, through AHA. It's through.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is that who it is?
You pay about $5 a person, a member, per year. So, and it covers every event that you have for. It's kind of an umbrella policy, sort of, so to speak. So, but it is through AHA, but it's West Insurance out of Illinois. So, if
I
you're
didn't know that. Okay.
listening or watching of your homebrew club, contact AHA for liability insurance. If you're small, it's only about $5 per person per year. It's well worth it. Get it. It covers you for oops.
And I think if 75% of your members are AHA members, they reimburse you for the entire cost.
Yep.
Of the insurance. So,
but contact AHA. It's well worth it because shit happens sometimes.
yeah, 100%.
So there's another free tip for you guys.
I didn't even think about that with the insurance and the legality with all of this stuff, because you are serving alcohol and people can get hurt, and so I didn't even think about all of that stuff. So that's interesting.
It's part of the reason I think why your homebrew club is required to be registered as a business first. I think is that correct, Don? Or
we're not listed as a nonprofit because nonprofit was it the 501c3 as a nonprofit, I believe.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I think
because you have to file taxes. There's a whole bunch of paperwork you have to file to do that. We're not, but we are we have to file with the state, and I don't remember. Our treasurer handles all that, so I don't know.
Ours too. Yeah, Patrick, if you're listening, we appreciate you.
But I think it's only like $20 a year. You have to file something. Forget what it is, to be honest with you, Brian. But a 501c3 as a whole, you need an accountant in your group to do that, and you have to file taxes, and it's just a pain. It's a pain in the ass, so we don't do it. And it's about $400 or $500 to file it every year. So.
Oh, every year? Holy smokes!
Or something. Yeah, we looked into it several years, and we're like, no, the expense and just the pain in the ass of oh god, I got to file taxes for the club. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
So no. But the insurance I would recommend it 100%. If you got 2 members or 200 members, get it.
Yeah, I can't imagine having that many members and not having it. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
We didn't have it for a long time. And just because we were covered under Mills umbrella, and then when Two Roots brought Mill, I don't know if I'm talking out of school, Two Roots bought Mills, they required us to have it. So that's why we got it.
Well,
how do we get insurance from homebrew anyway?
Yeah, I don't know. I think we got onto Michigan Homebrew Festival, and then homebrew clubs, and then clubs, and yada
all about
yada.
Homebrewing. My God.
Anything else you guys want to say about Big Brew Day besides come drink with us in July and come actually brew with us next year? Just that.
Not a whole lot. Just thanks for you guys. Not come drink with us. Come on out and enjoy, sample some home brews July 9th, and look for the email blast. And
if they're not part of the email list, how do we get on the email list for the?
There's a contact on bigbreweday.com. Just so go go to bigbrew.com, and there's a contact for the brewmaster. That person will get a hold of you, say, hey, I'm not a part of it. Add me to your blast. So bigbrew.com. That's the website for that event.
Sweet.
And
it was a blast. So
It was a lot of fun.
well, Ryan, I have one last question. Are you guys coming back out next year? I'm putting you on the spot.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
If you're gonna give us, one of those primo spots, then how can we say no, right?
You let us know where you hopefully you guys scoped it out around there, and wherever you guys want to be, we'll put you right up where the lunch crew is or was. We'll put you, if you want to set up your podcast, right up there.
Sure.
Next year, because next year we're going to have a lot more people and free time to actually, help you guys and all that stuff. So yeah, absolutely. We'd love you guys to come out and podcast live from there. Even if you don't want to brew, just show up and podcast from there. Hey, we're here, yada yada. So
that'd be so fun. Yeah, we will absolutely do
Yep.
that. Well,
absolutely. We appreciate you guys coming out. I mean, I know it was a long ass drive from Kalamazoo, and
it's worth it. And we appreciate you having us, and appreciate you coming on today to help recap us, with
did
us
you
a little
get
bit.
Joe and Becca's contact information?
I don't think we got their information. We did tell them about the club, and I think they're both on Facebook, and they were going to join the Facebook page. So I got to go and scope that out, but it sounded like they were interested. So
yeah, they're great. Like I said, they were over. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I said we're always recruiting new members. So
yeah. Well, I saw you guys. You're over there. You got to come over here. Kalamazoo. What?
It's like you're from Kalamazoo. How do we not know you? Yeah, join our club.
It's a great story for those people, and they were probably 22, 23 years old, and they came up with a brew pot and a burner 5, 6, 7 years ago. Hey, we want to learn about grain. Up to the Big Brew Day at the Mills.
That's so cool.
Like I said, you guys heard the story, and we put it with some of our guys. And last year they entered their beers in the Big Brew review, and won second or third place in the Brewer's Choice.
Wow,
that's so good. You remember what beer it was?
Oh, you're killing me, man.
No, it's fine. Don't worry about it. No, it's okay.
You're killing me. What's about it? Shit.
It was a hazelnut amber bock. I don't know. Are you looking down?
Yeah, I'm looking, brother.
Okay.
I'm looking.
I was like, you don't have to, but yeah, I'd be interested to know. I'm always nosy like that.
I need to do more show prep, Brian. Sorry, man. No, I don't remember, but
it's okay.
You know what? Next time I see you, I'll get that fucking answer for you.
Perfect.
No.
We are the least prepped show / podcast probably on the internet.
What makes it so good? I was reading. Sometimes the volume's bad. Sometimes the lighting's bad. Sometimes this. Yeah. It's like sometimes you drink too much. Sometimes this, and it's kind of like we are a normal life. So that's why you guys are successful.
That's kind of what we go for. Yeah,
keeping it real. Well, I'm going to close out, but thanks, Brian and Jason and Matt for coming out last Saturday. I know it was a long ass drive, probably home.
It wasn't so bad. We stopped at homes. We stopped at homes on the way home, so it was okay. We made it worth the drive back. So
I'm glad you guys enjoyed yourself, and we'll hopefully see you in July. Otherwise, we'll see you at the MHF. Man, we're looking forward to this year. It'll be awesome again as usual.
It's going to be awesome. If anybody's listening and does not know about NHF or wants more information besides the MHF Facebook page and webpage, feel free to reach out to Michigan Brews or me or whatever, and I will gladly give you all of the information you require, because I want everybody to be out there. It's just so much fun. So
if you're coming out, be out there for Friday night when they have the Feast of Friday. Every homebrew club sets out the spread from heaven food wise, and you walk around, you're eating this and that. It's Friday night is worth the $40 entry fee for the whole weekend, in my opinion.
Bring a tent, Matt. One night, man. Yeah. Friday night, do it.
Yes.
We'll see.
Possible.
It's worth it.
Yeah.
All right, Matt, Joe, Don. We'll see you guys. Thank you again for.
All right. Thanks, Brian.
Yeah.
Matt.
Cheers.
Cheers, everybody.
Have a good night, guys.
See ya.